Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 6.87 update with me, SUNSfan, and two individuals, I guess we'll call them. We have Misery from Team DC, previously of Secret, and Moo from Team DC as well. He's wearing an Archon jersey. How's it going, guys?
It's good. Pretty good, pretty good.
Where's my Archon jacket? Where did I put that?
You left it? All right, you got it. All right. So anyway, this is the 6.87 update. It's pretty big as far as like how much stuff we're going to go through, but we're going to do a little bit differently this time. We're going to skip stuff that we don't want to talk about. Because a lot of it is just minor updates, but general, reworked ranked all pick. So there's essentially a banning stage now. What do you guys think about that, being all pickers yourselves?
Oh, is there? I didn't even get to
You didn't even read this.
No, I did not.
All right, let me read it for you.
Yeah?
All right, so before the picking phase begins, there's a 15-second voting phase to ban heroes. Each player votes for a different hero. Afterwards, half those heroes end up being banned, and they're randomly selected. Two players cannot vote for the same hero, and you get to see which ones, might be banned. What do you guys think? This is something that's been suggested a long time ago.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day.
I remember we were at Valve a long time ago, and that was a subject we brought up back then. That was like 2 years ago. And yeah, it's good. It's very good.
It's good?
I think it's good.
All right, good. Each team now has a scan ability, so we're turning into StarCraft or something. I don't even, is that even in StarCraft?
Yeah, command centers, man.
Yeah, there you go. Scans a 900 AoE for 8 seconds, indicates whether there are enemy heroes in that area during the 8 seconds. Starts on cooldown, so after 4.5 minutes, you'll be able to use it. You guys have played around with it a bit. What do you think?
I think it's funny. When there's enemy heroes, it's just like an alarm. It's like beep, beep, beep.
Oh, it only beeps if there's enemy heroes in range? Oh, I see.
So okay. It's like there's like some alarm going off and your map is flashing red and you're just like, they're there, guys. There's someone there.
So from my understanding, the minimap had this square thing on the top of it since the beginning of Dota 2, and it did nothing.
Yeah.
So my guess is that they had this in mind for quite a while. But
you think so? I don't recall. Was there something?
Oh, I'm positive. It always bothered me that there's this random square at the top of the minimap.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they did.
Do you think this impacts the game?
Oh yeah,
big time.
Big time.
I think it's a pretty cool little niche to the game. It's nice to have another thing with long cooler like Glyph, for example.
It's like an anti-smoke almost.
It's interesting. Like I feel like the impact it will have is gonna vary a lot from game to game. I mean, some games it's gonna be really crucial, and other games it's not really gonna be a thing.
You're gonna use it all.
All right, will you get mad in pubs when your pubs waste it?
No, that's not like a glyph.
Yeah, I don't think
not as impactful.
Maybe if I'm.
They're gonna use it on their own fountain.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
Then you're gonna report.
There should be a report just for that. Oh, that's true.
Who's gonna do it? So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Valve, gotta fix
this
that.
person used the scan, and you all just look at him.
So as far as general changes, HP increased by 20 for every hero. HP strength increased from 19 to 20. It was always like very arbitrary numbers. So I think most of this is just cleaning it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can.
That's good. The HP
20
HP per strength is actually good.
I think so too. It's like last few years they've been doing that a lot to heroes that have strange numbers within their abilities. Yeah. Like I think Weaver had the Beatles had some random cooldown, like
wasn't it decimal, right?
12.35 or something.
Random stuff like that. And they're kind of cleaning that up. I think it originates back from Dota 1, where it was like for some reason it was having to be 19 HP and 13 mana. So it's something like that, I think, to just clean it up and make it look more nice.
So also HP base mana increased by 50, mana per int reduced by 1.
It's just like balance it.
Yeah. And this one's really interesting. Intelligence now increases your spell damage by 1% per 16 intelligence points. It's like League of Legends. Right?
It's like more scaling for those really high intelligence heroes. But it's like heroes like OD, they do pure damage. It doesn't really like.
Wait, the ult doesn't do pure damage, does it?
No, it doesn't. But it's like it's really arbitrary. He gets maybe like 10% more damage. But it still scales like off intelligence and stuff. So it's pretty random. It's just to keep those heroes to scale more, like Rubik and stuff. These support heroes, I think.
So there are some heroes that's gonna benefit from it more than others. Like obviously.
Invoker and Skywrath Mage.
Invoker, Skywrath Mage, maybe Bat Rider, like heroes that are literally only Zeus only like spell damage.
I think, well, we'll get to the Zeus part later, but I think it ends up balancing itself out to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can check your spell amplification just by hovering over your hero. Lane creep health upgrade increased by 2 HP every 7.5 minutes. Tier 2 towers damage now same as Tier 3. Towers now grant an armor to allied heroes, and it goes 2, 3, 4. True sight range decreased by 200. All right, let's talk about the towers.
Tier 2s don't die to creeps anymore. Just randomly. They do
yeah,
like 50 more damage.
It's gonna be harder for the tier 2 to take damage, or like it's gonna take longer. If you don't touch that lane for like 2-3 minutes or whatever, it's not
in
build
danger.
up some kind of big wave, you know.
Unless you block the creeps with couriers, which is a very viable strat.
Sure.
What? Yeah.
Did you know you can do that? Have you seen it?
No.
You can block an entire wave of creeps indefinitely.
You can't do that anymore because the ramp got changed.
Oh,
it's huge. It's huge now.
Well, actually, we're not going to do spoiler. If you guys want to see the terrain changes, we made a video on it. We're not going to really talk. We're going to skip that section. But
so basically, when there's no hero within, like no enemy hero hitting this tier 2, like the creeps will die faster, and the tower will survive longer in that sense. And then obviously, like diving past tier 2 might be more scary.
Yeah. So Weeha's going to have a lot of trouble.
Perhaps.
Okay, that makes sense. Initial banner rune no longer gives experience. That's half a level. Is that a big deal, you think?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's good. I think it was kind of an issue with bounty runes giving that much experience. So if one mid hero gets the bounty rune and the other one doesn't, and it's an unfavorable matchup, the game could just be over.
Or if you kill a ward in addition to getting bounty, you're level 2 right away.
Level 2 right away, and it's not really a good concept, I feel, because it makes it unfair very fast. It makes the game unstable very fast.
Makes it faster than it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not good. It makes it just unfair or unstable very early in the game. And there's no really point to have it like that, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. All right, melee hero attack range increased.
Yeah.
Is this a big deal at all?
That's like the Doom attack range compared to everyone else.
Oh,
It always was so Doom was like way farther than everyone else. Like by 20. I mean, it's not a big deal, but like it makes a difference.
In some situations, it is a big deal because
it's the difference between getting the last auto attack on a hero running away and not.
But sometimes when you're winding up, they can still be at far range, and you still
but now you have like more leeway to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Lane creep aggro duration increased, and lane creep aggro cooldown increased. The amount of times creeps follow you when you attack a hero.
This is like offlaner related stuff, I guess.
And mid lane too, right?
Mid lane, so yeah.
Because you just pull the creeps. Now they just pull longer.
Okay. Just if you guys want to like go in depth about something, just stop me. Melee creep gold bounty reduced by 2. Melee and range creep gold bounty upgrade over time increased by 1. Melee creep experience reduced, and the creep experience increased for the range creep. This one's probably the biggest one, I think, in this, right?
Yeah. If the range creep gets denied, it's the difference between level 1 and level 2 in the first wave.
I guess the melee range creep gold bounty upgrade over time increased from 1 to 2 is also kind of a big deal. If the game goes like
everyone's gonna get their items.
Yeah,
really quickly.
There's gonna be more gold within the game the longer the game goes, pretty much.
Right. I mean, a lot of people like forget that every 7.5 minutes it gets upgraded.
Yeah.
As well.
But range creep experience, yeah, it's pretty big because it's never been like the range creep has always been the least important creep out of all of them, and now it's actually the most important creep. So that is kind of interesting, and has lowest armor too. Of like it's easier to kill and it's easier to deny as well. So that's gonna be like most important. Actually, just important in the whole entire game, but also mostly in mid. I would say in mid lane. Like if you get deny on the range creep the first wave, they are not gonna get level 2.
So Dendy's gonna be super happy about this because he's notorious for only taking denies over last hits. At least like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Okay, so where were we? Experience required to get level 8 and 9 has been rescaled. It ends up evening out.
It's just like numbers. Making numbers look better.
It's numbers, really?
Yeah, just making numbers look better.
Okay.
It's kind of like how they're changing the melee hero attack range, 128 to 150.
Well, I
It's
think
easier to look at.
isn't like going from 10 to 11 super easy,
Yeah.
and then 11 to 12 is a huge gap,
It
right?
depends, right? Because some heroes benefit more from being like
8 and 9.
like what is it like? Yeah, maybe some heroes are gonna be better at level 8 rather than 9, but it's such a small. I don't think that's gonna make a big difference in the game.
Yeah, okay. Ethereal now blocks in-flight attack projectiles fully, rather than before once it launched for Ethereal.
Yeah,
Whatever.
pretty straightforward.
Evasion now uses pseudo-random distribution and is calculated on impact rather than on launch.
I don't know if that's a nerf or a buff.
I don't know either, honestly.
That's like
Technically speaking, pseudo-random distribution, for those that you don't know, is just more consistent.
This I don't know if you saw that video. There was a video on Reddit about this PA who was fighting an anti-mage, I think.
Okay.
And the anti-mage literally missed 10 or more times in a row.
Oh, I've seen, yeah.
And
No,
PA
it won't
was sitting
happen
there
anymore.
chilling, with like literally a strike
Sliver
of
of health.
HP.
Yeah.
And ended up killing him and killing another guy too. And yeah, I think
This takes away like the extremes on both ends.
Yeah.
it's just not cool when that happens, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, unless
So-
you're the PA.
Well, yeah.
That's very.
and then you're all skill.
Then you submit your video.
But as a viewer watching a competitive game and you see when shit like that happens, it's just not good.
Yeah.
I feel.
All right. So as far as neutrals, Centaur Courser health reduced by 200, but now there's 2 of them, and armor's reduced by 1 as well.
It's only 2 for the large camp.
Yeah, it's only the hard camp.
Oh,
so
okay.
the
The
annoying,
medium camps
the
don't
annoying
spawn.
centaur camp with just 1 courser
I see. Yeah.
can still spawn in the medium camps.
Okay.
But this is pretty nice that
Lower health.
I always found it interesting that the both camps, like medium and hard, sometimes are exactly the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now
They can both spawn these
But
centaurs.
this is pretty cool because you're pretty sad when you go to the large camp and there's a centaur camp as an enigma or something like that, and you only get like 70% level or 80% or more, how much it is it gives. It doesn't give you the full level from level 1 to 2. And it's kind of annoying, so this kind of balances out.
It's also a nerf to these stacking heroes. The nuke, like Shadow Fiend.
Yeah,
Now you have 2 cloak auras from 1 camp.
Does Shadow Fiend need another nerf or something?
No.
I mean, yeah, they both the coursers have.
It's like a nerf to
20%.
Bat
It's
Rider
not
and stuff.
balanced out in
Yeah,
that
that's
they
true.
won't
Every
have
hero that
10%.
nukes these
But this is
giant
good for
stacks.
Axe now,
Yeah.
which we'll find out. Well, I guess
Good
it
for
didn't
Axe.
change in that regard. But Roshan's magic resistance reduced by 20%. His HP has been increased by this amount, and the experience bounty has changed pretty dramatically, especially in the earlier duration of the game.
Plus 20 a minute. So how many minutes does it take to get back to where it was?
That's too much math for me.
It's 20.
10? Is it 10 minutes?
20 a minute. So that's
Okay,
2
we're
times
just gonna
2
pretend
times
I'm right.
10.
Roshan gives less experience before the 52-minute mark and after. You see?
There you go.
I was
Okay.
not right at all.
So
So
for
Roshan basically has. It's harder to kill with some heroes. No wait. Is it easier or harder to kill?
Well, the magic resistance reduced, so it's
Yeah.
easier for like the magic
Yeah.
nukers.
they give him
Who-
more health and more health
Who
per
uses a
minute.
lot of magic on Roche and takes him out fast though?
I don't know, Zeus.
Really?
Sometimes you're just nuking Roshan to
Like
do
the
it
only one I
quicker.
can think of is OD, but that's pure damage. This doesn't.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
like-
now it's 55% magic damage, so now it actually is like maybe beneficial to.
Maybe you have Radiance.
Like before. Yeah, beforehand you when it's 75%, it's almost pointless to start nuking it. But now you can actually maybe do it.
Okay.
Do a little sliver of health.
Alright, this one I freaking love. Double damage and haste no longer have special rules for being dispelled by immunity.
So now you don't have the classic give me your bottle, DD, pop BKB, pop DD. You know,
Yeah.
these you can
You
just
don't have
take
to think
it.
as much. Like Juggernaut can haste Blade Fury. now,
Yeah,
right?
good stuff.
That's the one I
Oh.
always think of.
I like that. All right.
And these buffs here, you can see, are now purgeable. Do any of those matter?
Cold Snap.
Oh, that's true.
Cold Snap matters a lot. Cold
Yeah.
Snap would consist through BKB.
Yeah,
Nightmare
Cold
is
Snap's
also
pretty
pretty sad.
Oh
for
yeah,
Bane,
actually. If you have a diffusal blade or something, you
But
diffuse your
he
teammates.
can't defuse himself, right?
No.
Because he's sleeping. But like
Corrosive
it's
skin.
pretty sad for Bane because it was pretty cool that Bane could sleep a guy and unsleep him as he wishes.
Now you can actually have a way of getting rid of it.
This
Like,
is kind of
completely.
a. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it's a buff to Shadow Demon, but you can't cast it on allies. So never mind.
Yeah, you can. The Purge?
Are you sure?
I think you can. Can you use allies?
I'm
Demonic Purge?
pretty
Yeah.
sure no.
I don't
Just not do
think so.
damage.
I feel like if you want to use demonic purge on your ally,
I mean,
something wrong, but I'm not
You
sure.
can use a lot of demon spells on
You
allies.
can start trying it out off lane if you want.
Okay.
Minor adjustments to cast range mechanics to reduce overly long cast range. Blah blah blah. Okay. Illusions now benefit from damage block.
That's like Terrorblade and
Yeah.
Naga Siren.
That's
Like
true.
jungling, but Terrorblade is awful.
Some changes to
I mean,
captain's
this is
mode.
actually the illusion thing is pretty big
Right,
because you
what
have this.
heroes other than TB.
Naga Siren.
I mean,
PL.
like just those heroes with illusions.
Manta illusions.
It only benefits heroes with illusions, obviously, but
You can now like kill
now you
creep
can-
waves. You can tank creep waves with
Are
your
you just talking about like a
illusions.
stout
I mean, you
shield?
can.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tank with the illusion in jungle, right,
Mm.
and not take damage with Terrorblade, for example, or with Naga Siren. So you can actually
Okay.
jungle efficiently without early game.
So now your shield actually matters on illusions.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you ever see something past a poor man's shield on one of these heroes as a result of this change?
I don't think so.
No,
Okay. Good to know.
you wouldn't buy a
All right,
Vanguard.
we have captain's mode changes. The major thing is just the pick ban order. Seems kind of arbitrary. But basically, first pick isn't last pick anymore.
It makes more sense. Like first, second, all the way down to the last pick, where it changes to first, second.
I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of
You
like
know?
Wait,
Like you just take turns now. Whereas before it was like the first guy ban, like he
I'm
banned.
not gonna
and
lie.
then,
As a viewer, I never even memorized how it was before.
I mean,
It felt so weird.
I think they with the Roshan change and this ban pick phase, maybe they're trying to balance out the sides and the ban pick a lot so that it's very even which
Yeah.
side you have. Because Dire, they have an advantage over Roshan maybe, but it's getting less significant maybe because it doesn't give as much experience. And Aegis you can kind of wait out, so you know the enemy is taking Roshan, but you don't have to contest it anymore because you can't fight them.
Doesn't
anyway,
matter as much.
and you can just farm, and then it evens out. And the drafting has always been like first pick has always been favored by most teams
For years.
for a long time. So now it's kind of more balanced, right? Yeah, you have the first pick, but the second pick has the last pick. in
yeah,
that sense.
I think that's
So I
I
think
think that's
it's
better.
pretty good. It's
Yeah.
it's also been like this for a long time, so it's nice with some change. I feel.
for sure. Removed strong armor type and moved affected units to soft type, which is now renamed to basic type. That literally makes no sense to me. Roshan armor type from basic to
This
hero.
is like carrying on to Warcraft 3 stuff
Yeah.
that wasn't actually in the game, but still was. You know.
Yeah, and they tried to make it more basic, but there's like hidden mechanics still there.
Yeah.
that a lot of
Piercing
people-
damage is better against
so,
heroes.
So what does this mean? So I know piercing damage is good against creeps, but not against heroes or towers.
No, I mean it's good
Right.
against the range creep. It's not good against melee creep, I believe.
Okay.
A melee creep has some heavy armor
Are you
or
sure?
medium armor.
Because
Yeah.
I remember plague words are piercing.
Piercing
is
armor
good against unarmored.
is good against it's good against heavy armor.
Piercing, no.
Yeah, because the range creep always does more damage than melee creeps do. Like it
Yeah.
does extra damage.
Yeah, but they deal more damage.
That's why this
They
troll that's why this troll camp is always slaughtering your creeps when you do this pool. This the high troll camp.
Wait, what?
You know, this single troll camp can kill your whole wave, and no other camp can do that.
No, and then it's medium armor, I guess. But like, no, in Warcraft 3, piercing was good against unarmored, and normal attack was good against medium armor, and chaos was good against everything, and what was good against spell was good against heavy. That's how it was.
Oh my lord!
But like, I don't know. The Dark Troll Summoner just deals more damage, I believe now. If you attack
Yeah, that's
anything
what I
now,
think, too.
it just deals raw damage.
Yeah, and it's better for pushing now. Like it's actually decent against towers because it should do more damage to
Yes.
tower.
I
It
think
just
so,
makes more sense in the game. Like, there's no reason to have all these different types of armor.
So Thunderhide is also an example of that, which has been like that's the
Thunderhide is the-
ancient, right?
Yeah, but they actually just like look. They also nerfed the damage
Oh,
of the Dark
yeah.
Troll Summoner.
So it ends up not mattering.
It's
It's to get rid of these arbitrary fucking things.
right.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
it's probably whatever. Yeah,
All right. Harpy Storm mana pool reduced.
it's fair.
What's the mana cost off the top of your head of one of those? Is it 100?
120? The chain lightning? That's the chain lightning.
Oh,
one.
that's the chain lightning. I was thinking is the
The Harpy isn't it just 50 or something
But-
ridiculous like that?
It's something really low.
which one's
I
the
think-
Satyr Tormentor?
That's the little one that purges.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's also a fair deal.
That one's 140,
Yeah. Okay. So you can get 3 or 4 depending on the mana. you're
which
getting
3 or 4 is all you should need. You don't need you don't need 5 purges.
All right. So we have a bunch of terrain stuff, which again you guys can see in the video.
There's not even like a point to reading those.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, so we got some new items. A lot, actually. We have Bloodthorn, new item formed from Orchid, Crystallis, and Recipe. The active, all attacks on the silenced target, including from allies, gain True Strike and a crit. 11-second cooldown. Passive grants a chance to land critical.
Well, it's a 1.35 crit, so it's not very much.
I think it's more.
But it's critting, so.
What's the chrysalis by itself? The crit chance.
200%? Or is it 150?
Wow.
No one ever buys that item.
I believe it's double damage. I believe it's just 2.0. Maybe it's 175.
Yeah.
And obviously it does the same thing that Orchid already does.
It's the true strike that matters.
Yeah, I mean the item is kind of weird, right? Because
at
the point where you're getting this item, everyone has BKB. Mm-hmm. I think because then they can remove this Orchid effect. Right. So they just remove the whole effect.
I think they're trying to do something to get Orchid back because nobody buys Orchid. It's just
because it doesn't scale. Now it scales. It does damage.
But does it scale enough for it to matter?
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a Chrysalis, why not just get a Daedalus?
It definitely does scale.
Pretty good. It also silences, right?
Yeah.
Still silences.
This gives you a reason.
It has the effect where it has this tick damage afterwards.
Yeah.
It has everything.
This gives you a reason to buy Orchid over Hex, because Hex is like a way better disable because you can't BKB or do anything. But this gives you true strike and crit for everyone. Right. So
I'd be interested to see.
This item is definitely, if you use BKB early on certain heroes and
you
don't get anything out of it, this item will like destroy you afterwards.
So here's the thing though, you're spending 7,195 gold for an item that can just be BKB'd easily.
Well, yeah, right? But you're
5-second BKB at this point in the game. This is like 60 minutes.
You should look at it this way: you're building Orchid first on heroes that buy this item,
and it's good for a while, and
then you're building Orchid on Quap or whatever, and it's just the best item in this situation, and now you can build something else, and then later on you can upgrade it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like when you're kind of getting fully slotted, you don't want to just sell your Orchid.
Like if you're Quap, you have Orchid and you have Ags or BKB, Yules, whatever you want, and then you upgrade this. That's like when you have 5 items ready. You don't want to get this right away.
All right.
Unless you're like Clinks or something. Maybe he gets
I mean, obviously the true strike is also important in a sense. Like if you need a true strike, instead of building a full MKB, you can just buy.
Well, also spoilers: the Rod of Atos no longer gives you that either. Right. So this is only the second.
Yeah.
So that out is gone.
Rod of Atos was weird though. It was like 40% chance to hit them through. So they had to miss the attack, then you had a 40% chance to actually hit the attack.
Right.
It wasn't like you have a 40% chance to increase. It was really weird.
Echo Saber, new item form from Oblivion Staff and Ogre Club. And the passive causes melee attacks to attack twice in quick succession. Your double attack applies a 0.6 second, 100% movement speed and attack speed slow, has a 5-second cooldown. Passive only works on melees.
The movement speed and attack speed slow is really big. That's like Sniper.
Yeah, it's like a little headshot.
Really, really annoying. If they try to auto attack during that, you're gonna do like the whole weird thing where you really slowly do this auto attack, get to cancel it and like redo it.
Yeah, true. I didn't read that part actually when I looked up the item. But yeah, this item is pretty cool, I think.
Interesting to see who buys it, because only melee heroes. I'm thinking like Spirit Breaker and stuff, but how do you actually afford this? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
well, the good thing is you can take this apart. There's no rest.
It's an item similar to. I mean, it's not really similar to Dragonlance, but it has it's kind of a
same purpose, right?
A strange item where there's no heroes that maybe you want to really buy it that much, but it can still be very good on those heroes.
Because who uses Oblivion Staff as melee heroes? So like when you disassemble this item, you don't want it all game.
Isn't it just Orchid? Isn't that the only item Oblivion Staff makes now?
Yeah.
It's not Refresher anymore. It's literally just Orchid, I think.
That is.
Right? Like.
But
so
I mean,
what melee hero makes
the item is fine. It's more like, when would you buy this item over another item?
Right.
For 2.6k gold, in that sense, like most melee heroes want some BKB or some diffuser blades or go for some radiance or something like that.
I think it's like some Wraith King or something.
Yeah, I mean there are definitely heroes where this item could be very good.
Mm-hmm. Blight Stone.
Oh god.
Costs 300 gold. Passive reduces armor by 2. And as a result of this item being created, it now basically takes away the recipes for Medallion.
This is pretty good for heroes that build Medallion and Desolator. Like you have a Lycan in lane, you don't want to kill someone, you just pick this up. And, you do my 2 damage and your wolves hit harder. Like then you just build it in Medallion.
I mean, it's both good and bad. Like what I liked in Medallion was also to buy the casual soapy mask on the side.
Yeah.
On your support.
You can buy the whole Medallion in the side shop.
Yeah, you can now, but like. You miss that part where you buy this casual soap mask on your Visage or on your Dazzle in the side shop, but now you get this thing instead, and I mean, it's pretty interesting.
It doesn't say it's a unique attack modifier.
Yeah, I don't know if it stacks with the.
Do you think it stacks with what's it called? The Orb of Venom. Can you just like stack up
yeah,
on these
it
really
does.
cheap
It
items?
probably
And...
does.
It does. I remember testing this. Some Earth Spear or
I
something.
mean, I like the item. I think it's interesting.
All right, heard a lot about this one.
Oh, God.
Infused raindrops.
These are so good.
New consumable item. 225 gold gives you this mana regen. Passive comes with 5 charges. The items are destroyed when it reaches 0 charges. When you receive over 50 magic damage, it procs consuming a charge and blocking 120 magic damage. The proc has a 4-second cooldown. Does not consume charges nor block blah 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 blah. Becomes available to purchase after 3 minutes.
You know, I know this is broken. It has a cooldown on it. Any item with a cooldown in the shop is broken.
This seems amazing.
Yeah, it's very
Gym,
good.
wards,
And it's so cheap.
raindrops.
I feel like this thing is maybe a bit too strong, but I mean it's fair for everybody. Everyone can buy it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not really. I
Like
don't know.
especially like
Everyone's
early
gonna
game
run
for a
around with
support,
these-
like you can't just get bursted as easily.
It's gonna be hard in the beginning at least to get used to this item because you
You
think
look at
you're-
it in the inventory and you're like,
you think
how does
your-
it work?
You think your Scream of Pain or your Lightning Bolt or whatever spell
Yeah.
deals a certain amount of damage, but then they have this raindrop item and you don't really know what the fuck's happening.
you gotta think in your head, is it on cooldown? Is it not on cooldown?
Yeah,
Like,
it's hard to get used to this item. I think.
Well, I mean, only has a 4-second cooldown. Is that really something?
yeah, because you could definitely die in those 4
Does
seconds.
it,
to
does it
magic
give an
damage.
effect or anything? I didn't actually take a look.
I don't think so.
So you have no idea when it's happening.
It just happens.
All right, that
I mean,
they should add something.
I think it might be good. Like I am kind of tired of playing my pup and as playing some support hero that I want to try out, and then this level 7 Zeus comes and uses everything on me, and I'm just dead. And I look at the tab, and it's like 850 damage, and we're like 10 minutes into the game. I'm like, maybe this item is actually pretty good in some ways.
This is like the
some heroes that deal too much damage get a little bit nerfed in that sense.
Okay.
This is the nerf to the damage amp on intelligence.
Yeah, I mean,
This is the trade off. You get the damage amp, you
I
get
guess so.
raindrops for everyone who doesn't have the damage amp.
All right, can we have a review on the name?
Raindrops.
great. I like the name.
Okay.
I don't understand where most Dota items have like some lore or something, but like this is just like it's just rain.
I mean, there's rain in Dota.
And you just get rained on and like suddenly meta damage is less
I
damage
feel like
to you.
considering the how annoying that item can be and how strong it is at the same time, it has a very appropriate name, I think. In that sense,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
it's good.
All right, Windlace.
Oh, God.
Costs 225 gold. Just gives you 20 move speed. No big deal.
They're replacing all the recipes.
Yeah. So as you can see, obviously it doesn't stack, and it's part of drums and mules now.
That's like a trend.
You buy this just like right at the beginning of the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that?
It's
that a
like
thing?
it's like half boots.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because boots get 45 movement speed, costs 400 gold. These cost like 200 gold, 20 movement speed.
I think it's a very good item for a support level 1 because usually it's if you want to afford boots, there's some things that you won't be able to afford. Like obviously the wards and sentries and stuff are getting cheaper, not sentries, but you just
Eventually they will. I'm sure.
maybe, but like yeah, you won't be able to afford everything if buy boots too. But this one is like a middle ground where you can afford this and buy whatever wards is needed.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Good stuff.
This one, not this one. Okay, I'm not going to give my thoughts. Tome of Knowledge, new consumable item. 150 gold grants you 425 experience. It starts out of stock, and basically at 10 minutes, every 10 minutes you'll get one.
This is like, I don't know. It's the same thing as Raindrop, I think. They nerfed Roshan XP, so they're like, here, have a tome. Balance it out. I don't understand why this is in the game, honestly.
It's pretty random, but I'm not against it. Like it's still a pretty funny little thing that.
Because you play support, bro.
Yeah, but no, but it doesn't have to be a support that eats this thing. You know,
That's
you could
true,
be
yeah.
level 10 on your hero and they're pushing somewhere. And you want this. You want
want
this
your
level
level
11 or your level 12 or whatever, some crucial point in some skill, and you can choose a hero to eat this thing.
If you wait 15 minutes, if you wait till 20 minutes, can you buy 2? Is that how it works? Or you have to buy it right at the 10 minute
Yeah,
mark
there's a stock, right? So
No.
I don't know if that's a maximum
first
stock.
one available at 10 minutes.
I would assume it's stocks. The more
Like
you don't
smokes,
buy it.
basically.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
It's like wards.
I don't like the idea of this. That's like one of the main things about this patch. I don't like.
It's kind of lame. It's like getting XP was a gift, a challenge. You had to like work for it. Now you just
I mean,
here's some gold.
there's one every 10 minutes, and it's not like
It's not
2,000
game breaking.
experience.
it's not game breaking.
It's like
Which
half,
is why.
Yeah,
before
it's
level
random.
11, it's like half a level. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
It's
You know.
why though.
All right, final new item: Hurricane Pike.
Oh God.
It's formed from a 4-staff dragon lance and a 250 gold recipe. Active. When used on an enemy, it pushes you both away from each other, 450 units each, and allows you to attack the target without range restrictions for 4 attacks for a maximum of 5 seconds.
Oh god.
Does not give vision over the enemy. Works normally like a force staff when used on self or allies.
I just like the first thing you think of is Enchantress. You're just like, kill me now. You know? Like, why?
So tell him the little thing. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows.
Enchant damage got nerfed.
No, not that. The whole TP trick.
Yeah, you have enough time.
Meme.
You have enough time after you use this. If you instantly TP, you can hit them from the well, and where are they on the map? So
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool thing.
For me, this is the item I think is a little bit over the edge.
You know, this is Drow Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. That item definitely screams Drow Ranger.
That's true, actually. I didn't think about that.
But yeah, it kind of does.
Because she already gets Dragonlance at times, right?
You want mobility.
Force staff, though.
You want people to get away from you, so you're just like, haha.
I can see the idea of having this item that kind of pushes the slaughter that's running at you away, or whatever, Sven or something like that. But I'm not sure about the attacking from anywhere.
Why is that a feature?
Yeah, if that wasn't part of it, people would still probably buy this item.
I would definitely buy this item. And a lot of support heroes, a lot of like Drow Ranger carries. Good item, Dragonlance and Force Staff. Your Dragonlance isn't useless anymore. Like,
well, we'll see over time.
It doesn't give vision, so I guess that's good. You need vision of them still.
Yeah, you need vision of the target to be able to attack them from that range.
The stat gain is also a bit random, but it
20 agility? Where does the agility come from? Oh, I guess Dragonlance got changed.
It gives pretty much everything, but it's also a pretty expensive item. But like,
you're not buying damage.
You want a ratio that can benefit from going force stuff, which is a lot of heroes. Like you want basically a hero that can benefit from both these.
But you also want to attack, so it's not for supports. Well, I guess it could be.
I mean, force staff is like already pretty game breaking.
I mean, you don't care about attacking people. Like you might do it if you.
It's like late game supports. You just want to push this enemy event away from your teammates.
Yeah, exactly.
Even has a lower cooldown in force staff.
It's just another counter to Sven in that sense. Like Sven getting sprouted, getting force staff.
These teams are just running you.
Some guy Ghost Scepter, and now there's another item that makes Sven look like an idiot.
Good.
This is good versus Nature's Prophet.
Great stuff.
Sprout. You can push yourself out of Sprout.
Yeah, what's the cast range on this thing? Cast range is 400 when you
450 and then 800 like normal, like a force staff on allies.
Makes sense.
Something we didn't mention is the cooldown 6 seconds.
That's also pretty cool that the cooldown got buffed.
So if you're like a late game support, your 6 slot or whatever, you need all these support items, like your Solar Crest, Glimmer Cape, just all those money. You know, you're just some coddle. You're just rolling in the bank. You know. Buy this.
Force Step is already really good at all points of the game, and this just makes it a little bit better, obviously.
Yeah, it does. It's a good item. It's gonna see play for sure.
Alright, we have a lot of small item changes, some of them not so small. Skull Basher. Bash damage reduced to 85, recipe cost reduced to 750. And this is the big one. Abyssal Blade. This feels so random, by the way. Requires a Basher, Vanguard, and a 1550 recipe, so no longer uses the Sacred Relic at all.
They want... I'll let you finish.
Overwhelm, which is, I guess, the active ability.
Yeah.
Mana cost has been reduced. Cooldown
they want
reduced,
this to turn into less into a carry item, into more of a disable item. I think for like heroes, like Timbersaw and Axe. I don't know, Slaughter maybe.
Yeah, but like this, I guess
this is almost forcing you to buy Vanguard. Now.
It's true, right? But like how Abyssal Blade was before, it was kind of an item that only like 4 heroes bought or something in the entire game, and it was very rare that it was even purchased. So this is a way where
you actually buy it.
If you're an Axe or some hero that buys Vanguard now, you can get this disable built in too, because like it's a good change. I feel it's pretty nice. Like
this item was actually the heroes that did buy it. It was extremely good on too.
Yeah,
it's like 80 damage, bash chance.
The Sacred Relic, it's just kind of random that.
So now Sacred Relic is only again Radiance and Divine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Aether Lens nerfed to 5% application.
Yeah, that one explains itself.
Yep. Animal Courier. I didn't know it was called that. I thought it was just Courier. Oh, whatever.
It's a donkey.
Always Animal Courier, man.
I guess so. I mean, people just call it chicken.
The chicken.
That's what
donkey.
Respawn time reduced by 20. Armlet of Mordigian, which we never see on pretty much anybody. Maybe CK. And
this is Safe Lane Slaughter territory.
Gives you 5 armor now.
So it gives you 10 armor when it's activated.
Yeah, that's right, Slaughter.
So it's buffed up armor because it wasn't picked up very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that item's good.
I mean, this item fell off hugely when they changed the whole instant.
But you still saw some Sven and
Lifestealer.
Lifestealer. There's some heroes that's Huskar.
It's kind of a niche item for the most
Yeah,
part.
but
You have to be strength hero. That's the problem. You can't just buy on anyone.
Blade Mail. This is one of the biggest change, I think. I don't know if you guys
This
think
is
in
a
the
great
patch.
item now.
Now returns damage before any kind of reduction and returns it in the same type that it was received. No longer ignores spell immune enemies.
So you gotta think about this one a lot. Like, who actually buys Blade Mail?
LC, Axe, sometimes. Is
I mean,
that it?
That's whoever buys it like most of the time.
Some Doombringer and stuff,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Clockwork.
Now a lot more heroes want to buy this item because before it was like by the time you got it, they either have a BKB, or they just don't hit you, you know, or they just hit you anyways because
I mean,
who cares?
it's kind of nice for a hero like Clockwork, right? He gets his Blade Mail, but now Gyrocopter has a BKB. Clockwork's sad,
yeah.
and he's kind of worthless.
Yeah.
You know? He just scrapped together all the gold for his Blade Mail. Gyrocopter finds 8 stack, you know. But now, he doesn't care. He can go in and happily hook shot the Gyrocopter now.
Well,
right?
technically
Yeah.
speaking,
It doesn't-
like the
doesn't-
gyro is doing magic damage, right, for the most part.
You'll get hit by the call down and the rockets.
And that won't be reflected because if he uses BKB.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Well, because it reflects the same damage type you're receiving.
Oh,
So
God.
if you're magic immune, you won't take magic damage. But
Right
this
on.
more affects
Okay.
heroes like if you for instance hook a Saven and he's BKB'd in God Strength and
yeah,
he hits
okay.
you,
I mean,
he will kill himself.
Everything in this patch
My
is
bad.
counter Sven, apparently.
Yes.
That's what we're coming down
But he's
to.
the best example. He does a very large amount of damage.
All right.
But the biggest thing is any kind of reductions. So if you're Axe and you call someone, you get 40 armor. That's why no one buy Blade Mail on Axe because you want to use Blade Mail
Some
then.
people do.
Now it actually does damage.
That's actually good. Yeah, that's huge. Alright. Bloodstone. 4 extra charges right off the bat. Okay, cool. Butterfly Flutter cooldown reduced by 10.
Yeah, whatever.
Crimson Guard cooldown reduced by 10. HP regeneration increased by 2 because of the Vanguard.
Woo.
Deso now requires Blightstone instead of, we already talked about that. Diffusal Blade Purge cooldown increased from 0 to 2, which that means
good.
you can't just do boom, 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 boom the
Yeah,
entire
if you
team.
have like Yules and E-Blade or Ethereal to counter this PL, you can't just
Yeah.
like purge you 8 times.
Yeah, Diffuser was a bit too
Yeah,
strong.
super
But
annoying.
It's so annoying.
Mana burn by melee ranged illusions reduced.
Obviously, PL and August Siren, TB.
So it's
But this is
basically
better
just
on heroes like Jug, because it does more damage for your main hero.
Okay, Dragon Lance. We kind of already talked about this, but now requires Ogre Club and 2 Band of Elven Skins instead
I think
of
this was
Button
a-
Quarterstaff.
This is a good change, because only agility heroes buy this. Agility range heroes.
Yeah, that's true. Drum of Endurance now requires Bracer, Ring of Regeneration, Windlace, and 700 gold recipe. Okay. Yule, Scepter of Divinity now requires Windlace instead of Sage's Mask. Flying Courier. Keep in mind, it's not Flying Animal Courier, just Flying Courier. That's why this is weird for me.
Okay.
Plus, I don't buy couriers because I don't play support, but that's another
Yeah,
story.
no.
Cost reduced by 50.
Only retards do.
Gem of True Sight. Radius reduced by 200. This is probably the biggest deal for, I would say, Night Stalker.
Bounty
maybe?
Hunter, Clickers, Caudle.
Yeah.
These heroes that want Gem, which is like everyone, because there's a bounty in every game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But this, I think this matches up with the vision
tower.
of Night Stalker.
This matches up with the tower range, increasing by 200 as well.
Okay. Because I remember, like, when you get Ags on Night Stalker, I can't remember what the actual vision is, but the gem was...
A little bit shorter than your vision.
Oh, it was short, so it's even shorter now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because you got like 1400 range and it was 1100.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So now it's a little bit nerfed.
Alright.
That's fine.
I mean, it's kind of nice. It makes it harder to deward with the gem because sometimes you're like walking somewhere and like
Miles away,
on
you
the
see
edge,
it.
you see, oh, there's a ward there on the
Right.
map, and you walk there and kill the ward.
Okay.
So it's good.
Ghost Form for Ghost Scepter, cooldown reduced by 5. Okay. Glimmer Cape, mana reduced. A lot of this stuff, again, is just tweaks
Yeah.
in numbers. Guardian Greaves recipe increased.
50
This is one of the
gold.
best items in the game. I'm surprised it didn't get nerfed harder, honestly. It's so good.
It's good.
Heart of Tarask, strength bonus increased by 5. And
they did this because
the health
they-
bonus reduced by 50.
They increased the HP for strength by 1. So now it's the same health, but you get more damage for
Well,
strength heroes.
You also Centaur gets a buff right there.
Yeah,
5
Centaur.
more.
Don't talk to me about... So we're going to get to him eventually. I'm fucking pissed. But nobody buys this item. Other than Centaur, Sven sometimes. Like,
No, this one doesn't buy it.
Like, you usually
This
don't
is-
get,
This
like,
is like
typically
PL.
you get Scotty, right?
Spectre, Anti-Mage,
yeah, but they usually get
Naga
like
Siren maybe.
Spectre. I mean, you would go for Scotty over Heart like 9 times out of 10, right?
This change
Oh,
only
what
really
hero?
affects strength
Huh?
heroes.
What hero?
What did I say? Spectre? Yeah.
No, it's nice to be full HP.
This change only affects strength heroes really, because it just it's only treating strength.
I miss the days where you would regen at like 2% while in the fight
all the time.
Remember in Dota 1? Yeah. That was legit. I love this item.
That was great.
Heaven's Halberd, disarm duration.
Great.
On range targets increased by 1 second.
Because you're buying this item mainly for range targets, right? Most melee target, you buy force stuff.
Okay.
I mean, not many heroes buy this item anyway.
Yeah.